Yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that. But adjusting and just kind of have that mindset of like just moving on has been something I try to give myself a little.
Angel Reese just let a massive detail slip about her Unrivaled contract, and trust me, this one's worth paying attention to, because with Reese, even when things look squeaky clean, they somehow end up raising eyebrows, and this time the target of her headline making chaos none other than Unrivaled, the shiny new women's basketball league that's promising to shake up the way we think about sports contracts.
What about Angel Reese? She is a huge star!
There is no one like Caitlin Clark in the history of the WNBA.
So get this, Reese isn't just planning to dribble her way to glory this time. Instead, she's talking ownership. That's right, she's not settling for a paycheck like the rest of the roster. She's set to snag some serious equity in the league itself.
Now, the other recognizable name on the roster, Angel Reese, who has got to be absolutely terrified. It is not going to be a good Christmas for the villainous Angel. What makes anyone think Angel Reese has the drawing power to carry a new league?
And before you start scratching your head trying to figure out how this all adds up, don't worry, we've got the inside scoop on the how, why, and when.
Comment said, homegirl is visibly uncomfortable, bruh. Let's go down, look, see what other people had to say after that. This commenter stated, homegirl is visibly uncomfortable, but she was comfortable enough to dress like that in public. Make it make sense.
This could get very bad very quickly for Unrivaled. You're already offering a product that no one asked for. You're offering a product that oversaturates the market, and you're launching the league without a single star.
So the new Women's 3-on-3 League, co-founded by WNBA stars Nefa Kerr and Breanna Stewart, is taking the basketball world by storm before it even officially launches, and Reese is the center of attention this time.
Because she don't want to be sexualized. Angel Reese has said time and time again, she never wanted to be sexualized. But look at the stuff you wear, bruh.
And it would not be exaggeration if I will say Angel Reese will be one of the first players to get a piece of the Unrivaled pie, and we're not talking about some measly 112% stake in the company. No, Reese is set to snag a cool 15% equity in the league, and that's not just some paper promise either. Reese's slice is valued at $15 million right out of the gate. Not bad for a player who's still in the early stages of her career. As the league grows, that equity is expected to increase dramatically, potentially reaching $66 million by 2035. So yeah, Angel Reese just set herself up for a serious payday.
Other recognizable name on the roster, Angel Reese, who has got to be absolutely terrified. It is not going to be a good Christmas for the villainous Angel.
Angel Reese's pay in the Unrivaled Basketball League is significantly more lucrative than her potential earnings in the WNBA. Not only will Rhea earn a substantial salary, but she also holds a 15% ownership stake in the league valued at $15 million. That's a game changer if Unrivaled follows the same growth trajectory as the NBA, NFL, and MLB. Reese's equity share could rise to a jaw-dropping $66 million by 2035. This is an unprecedented opportunity in women's sports where players can build long-term wealth beyond their salary. So while Reese might have earned a respectable salary in the WNBA, the pay and Unrivaled with both the high salary and the ownership stake is leagues ahead in comparison. Angel Reese following you around, pointing to her ring finger and taunting you. Honestly, I have no idea. I was just trying to get to the handshake line and shake hands, and be grateful.
Angel Reese following you around, pointing to her ring finger and taunting you?
Honestly, I have no idea. I was just trying to get to the handshake line and shake hands and, be grateful that my team was in that position. That's all you can do is, hold your head high, be proud of what you did, and, all the credit in the world to LSU. They were
Now let's talk about how this actually works. Unrivaled has flipped the script on women's sports contracts by offering players more than just a paycheck. They are giving them a stake in the league itself. That's right, players in the inaugural season will get a share of ownership. Think about that for a second. Rhea isn't just out there hustling for cash, she's hustling for a future, while the rest of the sports world is still focused on how much players can make in a single season. Unrivaled is offering something far more lucrative, the chance to get rich off of the league's success. We're talking long-term big money, and it's a strategy that could pay off for Reese big time. But let's not kid ourselves. Reese didn't just stumble into this opportunity because she's a great player. She's making waves because she knows how to leverage her star power. Reese, much like her peers and Unrivaled, is benefiting from the league's focus on its players' individual brands. Unrivaled understands that these athletes are not just basketball players, they are entrepreneurs, social media mogul, and cultural icons. Reese has taken full advantage of her platform, growing a massive following on social media and using her spotlight to advocate for women's sports and the need for more equitable pay. This contract, it's the perfect culmination of all that hustle. Reese is a wonderful player, but she does not compare to what and who Caitlin Clark is when she's on the basketball floor, and let's not ignore the fact that Unrivaled has built its league with Reese and her fellow players in mind. It's no coincidence that the league is being launched at the height of Reese's popularity, with her being one of the most marketable and recognizable faces in women's basketball, but Reese isn't the only player who stands to benefit.
Hear the rest of the league's roster.
Made up of WNBA stars like Skylar Deing-Smith, Brittany Griner, and Kelsey Plum are also getting in on the action, enjoying the same ownership stake, but let's be real here, Reese is the one everyone is talking about, and that's not just because of her on-court performance, it's because she's got the kind of brand power that others can only dream of. At what point were you waiting to pull out this off it? Caitlin Clark is a hell of a player for sure, but I
don't take disrespect lightly, and she
disrespected Alexis and my girls South Carolina. They still my sec girls too, that you're not going to disrespect them. So I wanted to pick her pocket, but I had a moment at the end of the game, and that was just I was in my bag, I was in my moment. Yeah, now about that contract, the salaries, oh yes, they're huge, no more scraping by for women's athletes. Unrivaled is changing the narrative here too. These players will be making six-figure salaries
from day one, positioning Unrivaled as the
highest paying women's sports league in the world. And who's leading the charge? None other than Angel Reese, the player who's already been dominating on the court and now is set to dominate the business side of things too. But let's not forget, this is still just the beginning. The league has only just been announced, and with Reese's contract setting a new standard, it's only a matter of time before other sports leagues start taking notes. Angel Reese spoke to the media. She didn't speak to
the media
after the game against Caitlin Clark. For those who don't see the magnitude of this, let's put it in a perspective. Reese is not just securing her financial future, she's securing the future of women's basketball in a way no one else has been able to before. By becoming an owner, Reese is ensuring that her influence extends beyond just the court. She's not simply a part of the league, she's shaping its future, and with her being one of the few women athletes in
history to have such an arrangement, Reese is
setting the stage for an entirely new era of women's sports. This is bigger than basketball. This is about creating a legacy. It's easy to see why this deal has the potential to change the entire landscape of women's sports. Reese isn't just playing for her team, she's playing for the future. And while other players are still relying on traditional contracts and sponsorships, Reese is already miles ahead, playing the long game. And the fact that she's doing all this while still
in her early 20s, that's
downright impressive. Applause. Music. But let's be honest for a second, this whole thing isn't just about rebuilding an empire, it's about the Unrivaled league making a